There's a rising wave of internet videos mocking men, spreading a kind of casual hate that's become more common among Gen Z women online. At first, I felt frustrated, almost defensive, like I was being blamed for a crime I didn't commit. But that's when the idea hit me, a clue to why Gen Z women hate men. We usually assume sexism flows one way, from men to women. But online, it's clear that anger now travels in both directions. A murder has taken place between men and women. The murder of trust, connection, and the belief that we're all on the same team. And now both sides are frantically searching for the culprit. But the case isn't as simple as it looks. So I'm gonna walk you through the investigation. All the clues, how we got here, and how the real killer might be the last person you'd expect. Let's start with the scene of the crime. The internet. It was storming that night, and in the middle of that chaos, a group of strangers received an invitation. An invitation to the internet. We didn't enter the internet out of curiosity. We actually entered because we were afraid of missing out, afraid of being left behind, afraid of not being seen or heard. Fear actually invited us in. And once inside, we found ourselves trapped in a hallway of echoes. The internet doesn't just help us understand each other. Actually, most of the time, it just reflects our own thoughts back to us, louder and more extreme. Psychologists call this confirmation bias, where we seek out information that confirms what we already believe. If you're hurt, your feed shows you more pain, and if you're angry, it shows you more reasons to stay that way. The result isn't just division, it's paranoia. When someone from the opposite gender hurts us, even just once, our brain runs that moment on a loop. Then the algorithm shows us more proof that we were right to feel that way. It stops being a person who just hurt us and starts feeling like everyone is out to get us. And as German philosopher Nietzsche warned us, whoever fights monsters should see it that he does not become one. Or in other words, if we spend all our energy trying to protect ourselves from the bad ones, we risk becoming just as bitter, guarded, and cruel as the people we fear. So who's the killer then? Did men start this with their silence, their withdrawal, their failure to show up, or are women to blame for their anger, their mistrust, and their quickness to generalize? So let's examine the suspects. Suspect number 1, men. A lot of young men feel lost. They're told not to be too masculine, but then again, no one tells them what to be instead. So they pull back from relationships, from goals, and from life. They spend hours online, numbing out with games or videos, not because they're lazy, but because they feel like they don't matter. Philosopher Viktor Frankl said that when people can't find meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Masculine energy needs a challenge, and without one, it shuts down. So yes, it would make sense to think men, feeling aimless and invisible, might have caused the split between the genders. But let's examine suspect number 2. Gen Z women. Many young women online seem angry at men, but behind the anger is usually hurt. Carl Jung called this the shadow, or the pain that we hide from. When that pain isn't faced, it gets pushed outward. And for many women, that means blaming men. If a woman grew up with a distant or hurtful father, she might think that all men are unsafe. That belief becomes armor, but armor doesn't just block pain, it blocks love too. The more we protect ourselves from getting hurt, the harder it becomes to connect. So who's really to blame for the murder between men and women? The murder of trust, connection, and the belief that we're all on the same team? Well, the real killer traces all the way back to the thing that invited us into the internet in the beginning. Fear. Fear of being unloved, fear of being forgotten, fear of not being enough. It's what drew us inside, and it's what turned us against each other once we were in. Fear made us see enemies where there were people. It made us choose safety over connection and blame over understanding. But there's hope. Fear doesn't have to have the final word unless we let it. Because the real way forward is courage. The courage to be vulnerable. The courage to take responsibility. The courage to love even when it hurts. That's what ends the cycle. That's what ends the mystery. And maybe that's what saves us from the hatred between men and women. Thank you so much for watching. I actually appreciate it. It means the world to me. Right now I'm just chilling by the creek. Look at this. Don't mind me, just chilling by the babbling creek or whatever. Making these videos is so rewarding, and I'm really appreciate that you clicked on mine. I feel like I'm putting together a community of people that really respect real connection and deep relationships and old love, and who are fed up with the BS of contemporary life, of hookup culture and technology, all the things that come with social media. And so I just really appreciate you clicking on the video and sticking to the end if you're watching me now. That's great. I have some links up, maybe one right here for channel memberships, and also if you want to put your number down in my little website there, I can text what I'm working on. I release some rings sometimes, some like jewelry. I'm coming out. I've been writing a book, and so I can text you updates on that or whatever. Yeah. Peace and love. I'll see you next week.